Hello. My name is Alice, and today I decided to share my story with you. The names have been changed so that no one will guess that this is about me. I love my husband Mark very much. We have been together for 10 years, and he is a real support and pillar of strength for me. But one day my life changed. This video was created so that it would be pleasant to listen to it everywhere, in the car, at dinner, while walking or just relaxing. So enjoy the story wherever you are. It all started with a new leader in our company, Alex. He was a charismatic and confident man who immediately attracted the attention of many female employees. At first, I didn't even pay much attention to him, because I had Mark, whom I sincerely loved. But over time, our working relationship began to move to another level. Once, after an important project that we had completed successfully, Alex invited me to have coffee. We were sitting in a small coffee shop near the office, and I felt him looking at me with a special twinkle in his eye. "Alice, you are very talented and I appreciate your work. You're not only a professional, but also a very interesting person," he said, looking me straight in the eye. "Thank you, Alex. You are also a great leader." "It's a pleasure to work with you," I replied, trying to hide my embarrassment. Our conversations became more and more personal. We discussed not only work, but also our dreams, fears, and even our childhood. I began to feel that Alex understood me like no one else. I began to look forward to my evenings at work with a special trepidation, and I felt captivated by his presence. Our conversations grew deeper and deeper, and every time I returned home to Mark, I had the feeling that I was betraying him emotionally. One evening we stayed late in the office working on an important project. All the other employees had already gone home, and the office was quiet and empty. We sat next to each other, immersed in our work, but there was a sense of tension in the air that we both felt. At some point, I felt Alex move closer to me and put his hand on my shoulder. That was the moment when our professional lives began to mix with our personal lives. "Alice, do you ever think about how your life might have turned out if you had made different choices?" he asked, coming closer to me. "From time to time," I answered, feeling his presence make me tremble. "I've thought about that, too," he said, quietly. "Sometimes it seems that fate brings us to certain moments that change everything." Then he gently took my hand and kissed it gently. I could not resist. We spent the night together, full of passion like I had never felt before. But for me, it had nothing to do with what I felt for Mark. It was something purely physical, like a raging passion that I couldn't control. The next morning I woke up in the hotel room next to Alex. Guilt washed over me. I quickly packed my things and hurried home, hoping that Mark would not suspect anything. But every time I looked at him, my heart broke with pain and shame. Mark met me with a smile, not suspecting anything wrong. "Hello, my love. How was the corporate party?" he asked, hugging me. "It was fine, thank you," I answered, trying to sound calm. "I apologize for any mistakes in the dubbing or text. I am not a native speaker and I am still learning. If you notice anything that can be corrected, please let me know." This video was dubbed using artificial intelligence to make the content more accessible and interesting. Your support and feedback in the comments is an important motivation for me. They help me improve the quality of the content and inspire new ideas. If you like what you hear, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new episodes. The days passed, but I couldn't forget that night with Alex. We continued to see each other at work, and our relationship became more and more complicated. I tried to stay away from him, but it was impossible. Alex was like a magnet that drew me to him. His eyes, his touch, his smile, all of this made our relationship inevitable. One day he came up to me after a meeting and asked me to dinner. "Alice, we need to talk. I feel like there's something more between us than just work," he said, looking me straight in the eye. "Alex, I can't. I love Mark." "It's not right," I replied, feeling tears begin to fill my eyes. "I understand, but I can't ignore my feelings for you anymore." "Give us a chance," he said, taking my hand. I was torn between two worlds. On the one hand, there was Mark, whom I sincerely loved, and on the other, Alex, who evoked passionate emotions in me. I didn't know what to do. Every time I saw Mark, I was filled with horror and shame. I didn't want to lose him, because he was the love of my life. But at the same time, I couldn't just stop what was happening between Alex and me. Our meetings became regular. We secretly met in remote cafes and restaurants where no one could recognize us. Alex gave me flowers, wrote tender messages, and every time I saw his name on my phone screen, my heart beat faster. I felt like I was in a whirlwind of passions that were unfamiliar and exciting. But with each passing day, the guilt became heavier. One evening, when Mark was working late, Alex invited me to his house. It was a cozy place with lots of books and art. We sat on the couch and he started talking about our relationship again. Alice, I know it's wrong, but I can't hide my feelings anymore. I've fallen in love with you. I want to be with you, he said, looking into my eyes. Alex, I feel something special for you too, but I can't leave Mark. He's my family, I replied, feeling tears start to roll down my cheeks. I understand, but we can't keep living a lie. It's not fair to Mark or to us, he said, hugging me. I felt my heart tearing apart. I was between two men, each of whom was important to me in his own way. Mark was my reliable rear guard, the person I shared my life with, and Alex was the passion I missed so much. When I was alone, I thought about every moment of my relationship with Alex. We were like a flame that could not go out, but now I realized that cheating on Mark was the biggest mistake of my life. I cried at night, not knowing what to do next. One day Alex and I decided that we had to stop. It was a hard decision for both of us, but we knew it was the only way to end our suffering. We met in the park, where we confessed our feelings to each other for the first time. Alice, I think we have to stop. I can't keep watching you suffer, he said, hugging me for the last time. I think so too, Alex. We made a mistake, and now we have to live with it, I replied, feeling tears start to roll down my cheeks. We said goodbye, and I went back to Mark's house. I decided never to tell him what had happened. It would remain my secret. Every time I look at him, I feel guilty, but I know I can't lose him. I love him and will do everything possible to keep our relationship strong. I decided to tell this story here on YouTube, hoping to find support or advice. I realize that many people will think that I am behaving horribly, but please don't judge me too harshly. Life often presents us with challenges that we are not always ready to face. My story is not over yet. I'm at a crossroads and I don't know which way to go. But I believe that with your help I will find the answers to my questions. Thank you for listening to me. Please feel free to leave your comments and advice. Your support is very important to me.